Dear students, guardians and viewers, welcome to online class of Kishoreganj Government Boys High School. It is Mohammad Abul Kashim, Assistant Teacher English. Today I am going to continue my topic, Transformation of Sentences According to Structure, Part 4 for the students of Class 10. In my previous 3 classes, that is Part 1, Part 2 and Part 3, I have discussed 21 rules of it. Today I am going to discuss 5 rules of it. So students are advised to follow the structures, examples properly, attentively, carefully to remove the weakness in the topic. Let us start the class. Look at the 22nd rule. Antecedent, relative pronoun, verb, rest of the sentence. Simple will be antecedent plus ing form of verb and rest of the sentence. Compound will be antecedent, verb, a portion of the sentence, and then you have to use a coordinating conjunction. Then you have to use it, he, she as a subject and verb and rest of the sentence. So the sentence which contains a relative pronoun is a complex sentence. And what is an antecedent? An antecedent refers to the noun or pronoun that goes before relative pronoun. That is the noun or pronoun that takes its place before relative pronoun is called an antecedent. So if you want to make it a simple sentence, look at the structure. We have to use antecedent first. Then we have to use ing form of the verb after relative pronoun, and then we have to use the rest of the sentence. If you want to make it a compound sentence, we have to omit relative pronoun first, and we have to use antecedent, verb, and a portion of the sentence. Then we have to use and then we have to use it, he, she as a subject. Here the subject will depend on antecedent. If the antecedent is an impersonal subject, we have to use it, or inferior subject, we have to use it. If the antecedent is a personal subject, superior subject, then we have to use he, she. Then we have to use verb and rest of the sentence. So follow the example. Complex sentence: the boy who sat there was my cousin. Simple will be the boy sitting there was my cousin. Compound will be the boy sat there and he was my cousin. So look at the sentence, complex sentence. The sentence contains who, a relative pronoun, and here the boy is an antecedent, a noun. The boy is an antecedent. So if you want to make it a simple sentence, we have to put the antecedent first, the boy. Then we have to use the ing form of the verb after relative pronoun. So look at the verb sit. Ing form of sit is sitting, and we have to use the rest of the sentence. If you want to make it a compound sentence, look at the structure. First, we have to omit relative pronoun who. Then we have to use the antecedent, the boy antecedent. Then we have to use the verb and portion of the sentence. Then we have to use and then we have to use he, she, it. Here he is used instead of the antecedent. Here antecedent is the boy. So instead of the boy, we have to use a pronoun he. Then rest of the sentence. So look at the example complex. The boy who sat there was my cousin. Simple. The boy sitting there was my cousin. Compound. The boy sat there and he was my cousin. Look at the 23rd rule. Antecedent relative pronoun. Am is or was or ing, that is relative pronoun will follow ing form, present continuous or past continuous or any continuous tense, and rest of the sentence. If you want to make it a simple sentence, follow the structure. We have to put antecedent first, then ing form of the verb and rest of the sentence. If you want to make it a compound sentence, we have to omit relative pronoun first, then you have to use or put antecedent. Ming is ing, ring or was ing, were ing, and portion of the sentence. Then you have to use a coordinating conjunction and then you have to use it, he, she, verb and rest of the sentence. Follow the example complex. The man who was waiting for you was your father. The man waiting for you was your father. Simple. Complex. Compound. Look at the compound sentence. The man was waiting for you and he was your father. So look at the complex sentence. Who follows was ing, that is past continuous. So if you want to make it a simple sentence, you have to omit relative pronoun and auxiliary verb. That is, we have to use the antecedent, ing form of the verb and rest of the sentence. If you want to make it a compound sentence, you have to omit relative pronoun first, then you have to use the man antecedent, was ing, and a portion of the sentence. Portion of the sentence up to you. Then you have to use a coordinating conjunction. Then you have to use a subject he, verb and rest of the sentence. So look at the sentence complex. The man was waiting for you was your father. The man, simple will be the man waiting for you was your father. Compound will be the man was waiting for you and he was your father. Look at the 24th rule. Antecedent relative pronoun. Am is or was or past participle, that is passive form and rest of the sentence. If you want to make it a simple sentence, you have to use antecedent and past participle. Antecedent and past participle and rest of the sentence. If you want to make it a compound sentence, we have to use antecedent, that is we have to omit relative pronoun first, then we have to use antecedent, passive form and a portion of the sentence, then you have to use and. Subject will be it, he, she and verb and rest of the sentence. So follow the example complex. The car which is imported from Japan is very good. Simple will be the car imported from Japan is very good. Compound will be the car is imported from Japan and it is very good. So look at the complex sentence. Here which is a relative pronoun and it is followed by a passive form. Is imported is a passive form. So if you want to make it a simple sentence, just omit relative pronoun and auxiliary verb. That is, we have to use the antecedent. Here the card is an antecedent, then you have to use past participle form of the verb and rest of the sentence. If you want to make it a compound sentence, you have to omit relative pronoun first, then you have to use antecedent and passive form of the verb and a portion of the sentence, that is up to Japan. Then you have to use and as a coordinating conjunction. Then you have to use it. Here antecedent is the car. So instead of the car, we have to use it, pronoun, verb, and rest of the sentence. So look at the example complex. The car which is imported from Japan is very good. Simple, the car imported from Japan is very good. Compound, the car is imported from Japan and it is very good. Now look at the 25th antecedent. 25th rule, antecedent plus relative pronoun. Am, is, are, was, are, adjective, verb, and rest of the sentence. Simple will be the adjective antecedent, verb, and rest of the sentence. Compound will be antecedent, am, is, are, was, are, adjective, and rest of the sentence. And it, he, she, verb, and rest of the sentence. So if the relative pronoun is followed by the verb and adjective, then if you want to make it a simple sentence, we have to use the first, then we have to use the adjective form of the adjective, then we have to use the verb and rest of the sentence. If you want to make it a compound sentence, we have to omit relative pronoun first, then then we have to use antecedent, then auxiliary verb, adjective, rest of the sentence, portion of the sentence. We have to use and as a coordinating conjunction, then we have to use it or he or she as a subject and verb and rest of the sentence. So follow the example. The girl who is meritorious can shine in life. So antecedent, the girl, antecedent, who, relative pronoun, is a verb, and meritorious is an adjective, verb, and rest of the sentence. If you want to make it a simple sentence, the adjective, here the meritorious, then we have to use the antecedent here is girl, then verb and rest of the sentence. If you want to make it a compound sentence, we have to use the girl, that is antecedent first, then you have to use verb, adjective, then you have to use and, subject he or she or it. Here the girl is antecedent, so instead of the girl we have to use she, verb, and rest of the sentence. So look at the example complex. The girl who is meritorious can shine in life. The meritorious girl can shine in life. It will be a simple sentence. Compound, the girl is meritorious and she can shine in life. Now look at the 26th rule. It is certain that subject, verb, rest of the sentence. The sentence is a complex sentence because it contains that clause. So if you want to make it a simple sentence, just follow the structure. We have to use the adverb form of the adjective. Here certain is an adjective, so we have to use the adverb form of the adjective. So the adverb form of adjective here, certain is certainly, then we have to use the sentence after that. If you want to make it a compound sentence, we have to use the sentence after that first, then we have to use and, the coordinating conjunction, then we have to use the first portion of the sentence, that is the sentence before that. It is certain. So follow the example. Complex, it is certain that you will pass in the examination. Simple will be certainly he will pass in the examination. Compound will be he will pass in the examination, and it is certain. So it is a that close. That's why it is a complex sentence. And if we want to make it a simple sentence, we have to use the adverb form of certain, adverb form of the adjective. Here, adjective is certain, so we have to use certainly, the adverb form of certain. Then we have to use the sentence after that. He will pass in the examination. If you want to make it a compound sentence, we have to use the sentence he will pass in the examination first, then we have to use a coordinating conjunction, and then we have to use the sentence before that. It is certain. So students are advised to follow the structures, examples properly to remove the weakness in the topic. I will give you a homework today. So look at the homework. Number 1, he entered my room and it was sudden. The man who picked my pocket was a poor man. 3, the sugar bought from the farmer was pure. The boy is clever and he can understand every hint. 5, the girl who is catching fish runs her family. 6, it was prompt that nobody could think of it. 7, the cow which was killed was sick. 8, surely he has broken the glass. 9, the woman who cooks at night is my sister. 10, the cow was imported from Australia and it gave much milk. So these sentences are homework for you. Look at the first sentence. He entered my room and it was sudden. It was a compound sentence, so you have to make it a simple and a complex sentence. Look at the second sentence. The man who picked my pocket was a poor man. It is a complex sentence, so you have to make it a simple and a compound sentence, and like this we have to transform the other sentences. Students are told to send their homework to my email address karshan.kish@gmail.com. If you want to look for the solution, you can go to my Google Classroom. Class code for class 10 is KLDICYR. All the letters are here, small letters. So thank you for watching the class. The next topic will be transformation of sentences according to structure, part 5, and it will be the last class of the topic. Thank you so much.